tomato plant. There's the tomato plant. It's so sunny. Well, hello and welcome back to the dye shed. I don't remember where I last left off. I think Mum and I were bringing stuff in at the rain. As you can see, the weather has significantly changed into October and we are ready to organise this and get it into a working space, working studio space, working shed space, etc. I'm so excited. So let me kind of show where we are and then we can go from here. I also apologize, I don't know where my vlogging camera is. So we're on my phone, but my phone's better quality anyway, so it's all good. So let me turn you around and show you. So Dad just put the shelves on. They are painted in fluff blue. If you didn't know, I had a shop called Fluff and this was its brand colour. It's beautiful. So that is where all the dye is going to go. These shelves were in my flat and at the minute they're just holding stuff, but the idea is to get most of the pots and pans up there. And then we've just generally got to figure out this mess, really. It's not too bad. Most of these are empty to be popped under here. And we had a green fly infestation in the conservatory on my loofahs or loofahs, so I was doing a thing. So maybe we should start with a small win by putting the past it tomato plant in the compost bin, right? BRB. So tomato plant gone. I think I'm going to change to a voiceover for doing this because I think that's the best way. So let's get started tiny, shall we? Let's go for some small wins.
Friends, I'm back again. It's the 17th of November and I have no idea what I recorded before this because there's been a lot happened. But I have been using my dye shed for dyeing, for garden things, and for just generally making a mess. I will do, at the end of this video, a wee tour, but I need to tidy up and I need to dye some yarn. So I'm out here, it's pissing with rain outside. It's really stormy, we've got some weather warnings. You can hear the sea, hang on. Yeah, that low kind of white noise is the actual sea, which is wild. But yeah, I need to tidy up. So let me show you the state the place is in. I'll tidy up and then we'll do a tour and then you'll be able to see it. At completion of this year, there are still some jobs to be doing, but the weather's gone bad and you know. So let me just show you the mess, shall we? Let's turn you around. So here we go. My tea and a biscuit. I made these resin things, Mario fans. You'll know this is a Luma. I stuck them up above the door with my resin stars, but they keep falling down, so I need to get some of that. But this is just general, needs a wash after I've dyed things. My food bin is in here to get a wash. Yeah, sorry. It was all green, so I'm just giving that a good clean. This is more dishes that need washed. This needs fixed because it's split. My disco lights still need to go up. A fleece that needs washed, and a CD DVD player that needs the plug put back on it because for some reason my father cut it off. So we've got the dye stuff piled up, but we were doing gardening things yesterday, so the remnants of that before the rain came on were just thrown in here. Some fresh muck, things for the compost, some dishes that have been done, and a monstera. 3 monstera cuttings that came off my big monstera. And my beautiful floor. It's disgusting. But there's not much I can do about that right now. So before I do a beautiful tour of the facility, I should really tidy it up and make it look good, shouldn't I? That's what all the proper professionals do. So I'll probably film this tomorrow once I'm all tidy and looking good. So yeah, just a quick catch up, and I'm sorry I've been MIA. It's one of those things, do you want to put it on the internet or not? Yeah, one of those things, I'm not sure. Yeah, do you know what? She was a big part of my life. Sadly we lost Mark's gran. She didn't get lost, she died a couple of weeks ago. And her funeral was Friday past, and it's just been a lot dealing with a lot of memories, a lot of things brought back from when the old man died. So I'm sad she's gone. I'm glad her suffering's over, and I miss her very much. And every neon colour I dye from now on in is for you, bet. I'm gonna cry now, and I've already cried doing my counselling, so we're not gonna go there. I'm gonna go tidy, dye some yarn, and then I'll check back in tomorrow with a beautiful shed tour. Do I do the stupid, hi Cribs, this is my dye shed, or do I get Mark to film it? He'll just laugh at me, so I'll probably just do it on my own. Okay, I've waffled enough. I'm gonna check out now. Okay, bye! This is one of my very favourite views, is the bird feeders on the basket. And that's a wee spurgy, no, starling. Try so in case of the rain, he's trying to get the last fat ball. I need to get them some more fat balls. There were some spurgies, or some sparrows. Oops. But I love watching them, but it is pissing rain. Oh, there's a sparrow. Not very good when this is zoomed in on my... There he is. Anyway, okay. Welcome back, Ferret friends. Welcome to the dye studio shed. I am very overwhelmed with the whole setup. I love it. I love it so much. I love having a space to come out to and make a mess and not have to tidy it up, because the only person I'm going to be bothering with my mess is me, oddly enough. I'm going to do this as like a bit of a tour, I suppose, just to show you what's going on. I'm going to walk through like practical things first and then show you kind of how I've decorated, I suppose. I will excuse my skin. You'll need to excuse my skin. My red nose, it's really cold, and I've got you in the doorway on top of the wheelie bin because my tripod wasn't tall enough. Also, because of the echoiness in here, the rain that keeps hitting off the roof, I'm going to use the voice on my phone to put, so you'll be able to hear me. Hopefully. I've never done this before, so hopefully it works. Keep your fingers crossed. Oh, and my asthma. I apologise for my asthma. There's not much I can do about it. Wheezy Magoo here. So yeah, welcome to the shed. What can I say? I feel like I'm accepting an award. Thanks to my mum and dad for being so amazing. I couldn't have done this without them. Or all the stuff they keep, because most of the things in this shed has been repurposed or recycled or reused. So yeah, thanks mum for keeping everything, and thanks dad for being a hoarder of sticks. So let me take you around the shed and show you what's happening, will I? I'm going to take you off the bin now. The rain's on. Well, that's the rain on. So as you first come in through the door and you turn to your left, we've got all the things you keep in a shed, because it's still a shed. I've got all my brushes and my outside implements, some ladders and things being lovingly stored in our Tesco basket that was dumped at the flat garden when I moved in, 18 years ago, which we used to use for our laundry basket. However, now it has a new purpose, holding my things. We've also got the electrics that Dad replaced over in this corner, so all the light switches and things are here. And the switches for the new extractor fans. Dad put in 2 new extractor fans, one on each end, made a big hole. You'll have seen that in previous episodes. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, why are you here? Go watch them. It's much more interesting. It includes my mother, who is amazing. But yeah, so 2 extractor fans to soak all that steam out, because when I was working in the flat and in the basement, there was nowhere for the steam to go. So it ended up making everything really wet and really damp, which is not good. Moving round, I have the most incredible worktop table thing, work surface. This is where my burners get put out. They I've only got 4 at the minute, but I have sockets for up to 8, and it would take 8 comfortably. There's also room on the other side if I needed to upgrade a bit more, but I think 4 is fine for just now. My dad made this worktop out of some old legs that he had, some wood he had kicking about, and the white stuff is the side of a lorry. My dad used to work for a company that makes lorries, and they used to get to take all the offcuts and things, and Dad likes to hoard sticks. So I have the side of a lorry as a worktop. It's already covered in dye marks, so she has settled in nicely. Underneath this table there is more dye things like extra pots and pans. There is my poodle spoot, my spinner, he lives under there. But there's also some more gardening things like plant pots. Keep your plant pots under your table. Plant pots. But I am acquiring a greenhouse, so they will probably go out and live in the greenhouse, meaning I can put my citric acid in that in a box. So it's not sitting on the floor and I'm not tripping over it, which is a fun time. At the minute, I've currently got my table set up as a worktop. Oh God. At the minute, I've currently got my worktop set up so that I could do some gardening stuff. I was actually harvesting loofahs the other day, but I keep my burners down at the bottom, just out of the way, but an easy access if I need to take them out, not hidden in a cupboard like the flat. Winner. And then I've got all my diluted dyes at the bottom. I was going to get rid of all the bottles for storage reasons, but I'm not sure now because it's really handy to have diluted dye made up. So we shall see. Then is the dream. That back wall. Look at it. All my dye on the wall with space for more. I can't even speak about it. When I was in the shop, I used to have it on like a wooden storage unit, and that was fine, but you always had to dig through all the pots and things. The bottles always fell over. It was just a nightmare, but it was fine. When I moved into the house in the flat, all my dye went in like plastic boxes, and having to go and drag out all the plastic box, everything was in a plastic box, to then be able to dye stuff was very uninspiring. So the fact that it's all on the wall, colour order, like rainbow order, and labelled and easy to grab is just so good. Like, it's so nice, but it's made me realise that I need more colours. Basically, I need more colours. So yeah, we've got raw dye on one side and jars of dye on the other side, and I'm not giving away that trade secret, so sorry. But yeah, it's excellent. So moving around again on the back wall, I don't even know where to start with this. So we have my mum's old kitchen. This was a very nice kitchen back in its time. It did mum a lot of good, and now it is in mushade. So in these drawers, we've got the top drawer's kind of like, the top drawer is filled with scissors and a tape measure and my pennies for when I'm dyeing, and some pot holders for when the pots are hot. Next one down is all of my screws and nails and miscellaneous sheddy type things. And then the bottom drawer is my gardening drawer, so it's got my gloves, any seeds that I've collected, some bubble wands, because yeah, why not? Yeah, so it's nice to have them in drawers. My screws and that used to be in a cupboard in the flat up high, and to get to anything you had to take half of the stuff out and put it back in, and it was just a fiasco. But working down the cupboards, I'll just give you a quick run through. The first cupboard is my gardening stuff. The next cupboard is like my tools, so my drill, my toolbox, and on the bottom is a box of tape, because my uncle had lots of tape. And then on that very end cupboard is like my shed cupboard, and that is like
all my clamps and my saws and my WD-40 and my paint and my painting box and stuff like that. So it's really good to have these organised and out the way, but where I can get to them. A lot of this stuff needs used up because they weren't mine. They were my uncle's when I moved in. So there will be less things. I'm striving for less stuff. Yeah. Okay, so moving up onto the worktop. Really nice big worktop with some switches. My very end switch has got some USB because we're living in those times now. I have my heat press on the end here. I say mine, it was Martin's. But when he moved to London, I get to look after it. I haven't used it very recently, but it's very heavy and it's nice for it to be stored here because moving out the way all the time was just horrid. I didn't like it. Okay, on the walls, we've got things like my dye pans and my pots, and they're on shelves that I had in the flat. They were in my kitchen. So again, it's really nice to have my pots that I use all the time out, so I can just grab it, use it, clean it, put it back, or grab it, use it, leave it for a few days, maybe clean it, leave it for a few more days, put it back. Again, not having to rummage through boxes, blah, 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 blah. On the other side, again, another shelf from the flat in the kitchen, and it's got things like bowls that I use for everything, like manoeuvring wet yarn, bowls for putting water in, bowls for catching the water out the pool spout, just all that kind of stuff. My jugs, a big bottle of soak because the cap broke, so it's in a really sexy juice bottle. All my cable ties and my citric acid, so I don't have to open the bag all the time. And the pièce de résistance of that wall is my shower and my sink. So the shower was new, because they're really difficult to get secondhand apparently. The tap has running water. Obviously. It was from my mum's new kitchen, but she got a black tap and didn't want this tap, so hello, I'll take it. But you only get cold water out of that, hence the shower for the hot water. And then my Belfast sink. I knew that I wanted a big sink because the shop had a tiny sink. The house had a reasonable sized sink, but it was still the kitchen sink, and I still had to scrub it before I used it and after I used it. But my Belfast sink is my dream. My dad made it. No, my dad didn't make it. That's a heap of crap. Oh God. I got it off Facebook Marketplace for like 40 quid. My dad made the stand that it goes on, and it's so nice to have a giant sink. As you can see, I have a full fleece soaking in here. I can leave it filled with stuff. I can cover it in muck and dirt and things, and I'm not having to clean it to use the dishes and things like that. So it's great. Dad also made it so that I can slide a bit of the worktop on top so that I have even more worktop, which is amazing. So yeah, just lots of space to work, which is really cool, and lots of space to make a mess. When I was working in the flat, there wasn't much worktop space for dyeing on, and things would get wet because I had to have them next to the burners, and it was just, everything got soaking, like my notebooks and things. So it's really nice to have some space. And then lastly, on that back wall, I have one of the poles, again from the flat, that used to have my pans hanging off, or I can't remember. I've used that for hooking up watering cans and my basket and my windmills, just to keep things up and off the floor. I have apparently inherited at least 4 watering cans. What do you do with excess watering cans? Does anybody want a watering can? You can have one. I have many. So for things to decorate, I like things. I like to fill my world with things. The Americans use the word tchotchkes. I really like that instead of stuff. So my tchotchkes ended up here. So a lot of it's like crochet bits that I've made from being in the shop. I have loads of little figures and John Cena, obviously. There is a sign that my brother made me, that he made it when the wood was still wet, so it's all split, but I still love it. My praying mantis from Vanessa, he's chilling out. She made him for me when I opened the shop, actually. So he had to come and oversee everything. Just a lot of little memories. Like, I've got my Rusty Ferret sign from Edinburgh Yarn Festival up there. I have an F from the shop sign, from the fluff sign, up there too. The shelves were painted fluff blue because it was just the paint we had. What else is up here? Oh, Nessie from the Loch Ness Knit Festival. So just loads of little bits. I like bits, and it makes me happy, and it makes my space feel more me. I'm not a tidy person, and I like things that make me smile. So this space will evolve definitely with my stuff. That is my dye shed. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. I know it's been a long one. It's still not finished. There are still jobs to do. Like, the floor needs repainted. The door needs painted. I'm excited for that. The door needs new hinges. It's only hanging on one hinge right now, so we're living that best life. I'm not sure what else. There will always be things. As I said, I'm inheriting a greenhouse, so things will move out. Things will move so that there's more space. Because I still do have a lot of stuff. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm excited to get... I mean, I have been dyeing in here, but I'm excited to get back to fully expressing myself. I've got the Epics. I'm excited to get back properly and get creative, creating new colorways and looking at some new bases. So I really hope you stick around. So thank you. I'm going to go now because I feel this has been really awkward and really forced and really not me. So thanks for sticking about. I love you very much. I'm going to go inside because I'm freezing. Okay, bye.
Spooky.